Welcome back to the Flexin Nerd Podcast. It's Zach and Corey back again. Another week 3 in the books.
Week 3, yeah, in the books.
I like to hear it. So there's a whole lot to cover today. Big, huge news dropped about the Lakers. We're going to try to focus on the finals and stuff before.
Try to focus on a steady topic instead of all over the place.
Well, last week was a little bit.
But if you don't know who we are and you don't know we bounce around, why are you listening?
That's fair. You are going to have to keep track. This week is going to be a little bit all over the place because that's what we do. Hey, all right, we're going to start with the mistakes section because last week I think we had a few mistakes that I would like to cover.
I would first off like to apologize for the Boston comment. I honestly did not think about the Boston Marathon bombing. I literally was just thinking of the fan base. And it's like last week at the time, they were talking about the straight pride parade. Like Boston as a whole, just...
Yeah, you're good, Doug. The regret after you said
Yeah,
it,
you could tell. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Hey, but you know what? This is the internet. It's going to be on there forever, so know that. But
So I'm sorry, Boston, unless you know you deserve it, then I'm not sorry to you.
That's aggressive. Okay, so a couple of mistakes I personally made last week. So I remember we were talking about the finals with the Warriors and the Cavs. And
Right.
at one point when we're discussing that, I say he led all 3 teams in statistics. LeBron did. Well, there's only 2 teams in the NBA Finals, so I don't think he led all 3, but he probably would have if there were 3
It would have
teams.
if there were 3 teams on the court.
So that was kind of dumb.
Let's talk about how interesting it would be if it was
3 teams?
a team on team on team.
Okay, speaking of that, so I saw this thing one time that says, let's have a hyper bowl, okay? So you've got a field that make an X, like a plus, okay?
All right.
We're not done yet. So then you play like a regular game. There's 4 teams playing on the fields that cross.
Right.
And then in the middle is just bullshit. 2 full games going on at the same time. People are running into each other.
That just makes everything so much more complicated than it needs to be. Plus, like, what if you're a fan of just the one team? Then you gotta watch the other 3 teams that you don't care about.
Well, then maybe you get 2 teams you like.
That's just blasphemy.
Listen, I apologize. I mean, I thought it was cool.
No,
anyway,
it's ridiculous.
To more mistakes. I also said the Raptors only added Kawhi. That's not true.
Danny Green,
but they also changed head coaches, and I think that's a big deal because Dwayne Casey had his chances. He had 60-win teams and kept losing.
Coach of the year he fired.
Right, and then added somebody who's never been an NBA head coach before. So I definitely want to say that they did add Nick Nurse, and that's a big addition because
GM of the year, right? No, hands down.
GM, head coach, all that bullshit.
Right.
I also made a note about the Rose Bowl between Texas and USC. We talked about it last week. If you know what mistake I made, please feel free to let me know. My notes say that game, I don't know what I made.
It was one of those moments where you were like, I'm going to make this and I know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But you were like, totally. I do that every day in my life.
The problem is the ADD got me.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I was talking about.
Right.
So I also, when we talked about Muhammad Ali dying last week, and in the background, you hear me talking about Harambe, R.I.P. Harambe. Yeah, Harambe died the same year. I wasn't being disrespectful to Muhammad Ali. It was just another big event that happened that year.
It was a rough year.
Yeah, so I wasn't being rude.
We lost the GOAT and the GOAT.
Yeah, 2 GOAT. Well, one was a gorilla.
But he was the GOAT of the gorillas.
That's true. Harambe.
It goes Harambe, King Kong. 1A, 1B.
1A. Harambe's not 1A. 1B. And then we talked about LeBron wearing the black mask. Yeah, I called it carbide. Carbide is the tools I use at work. It's carbon fiber was what I was trying to say.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, but I heard it and I'm like, God, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you're fine.
So I just want to point that out. So mistakes out of the way. Finals. What do you think?
Okay.
No, we're not going to sing, but I will see if I can find a leaf and put it on the podcast thing because I said I would.
I'm a Kawhi fan. He's my favorite player in the NBA.
Yeah, but who did he beat, though?
Yeah, okay. So, before Clay went out, who, by the way, had a killer finals. Can we please talk about that?
Finals?
I mean...
He played good in a few games.
But he balled out.
In a couple. He did good in a couple. Listen, I think we all can agree that if the Warriors were at 100% and the Raptors were at 100%, this isn't a conversation we're having.
This and that. It's literally this is what Warriors fans are going to say till the day they die.
Yes, correct.
If we would have had KD, if we would have had... Who cares? You didn't. So you lost.
Oh, hey,
so
dude, I don't... Listen, you said something about KD and it triggered something in my mind. When he ruptured his Achilles... I don't know.
Did you see the video?
Yes.
Ew.
Oh, you can see his whole leg vibrate.
I'm not a KD fan, and I'm not a KD fan specifically because of what he.
Correct.
But I felt bad for the guy.
Oh, 100%.
You have to admire what he did. He came back, didn't have to.
Don't make me lose my train of thought.
Sorry.
Okay. So I don't know if we mentioned it last week, and if I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But some agents called Stephen A. Smith. He said he got some calls from agents. And when KD went to the bench, after he played like 11 or 12 minutes straight, he went to the bench. When he went to the bench, he had an ice pack on his Achilles, or on that part of his. So he spent like 3 hours warming up, and he's dancing, and he's going through aggressive warm-up routines and stuff, and then he sits down, and they immediately ice it. And then he goes back in the game and tries to play it and ruptures his Achilles. So it might not necessarily have been one injury linked to another, but you don't want to cool down that quickly like that.
No.
It's not good to go ice cold and then go play it and stuff. That's why you warm up.
That's why you ice after the game.
Right. So the agents were saying that there was a mishandling of that specific situation, not necessarily because he played too early, but because when he went down, they shouldn't have thrown ice on it like that.
That makes sense.
So I don't know if we talked about that. It just, when you said Kevin Durant, it kind of popped in my head. But as for these finals, I feel real bad for Klay. Tore his ACL on a dunk.
It came back on the court to shoot the 2 free throws.
Hashtag Mamba mentality.
Bro. And then you have Paul Pierce getting taken off the court
because he had to poop. Yeah, that's true. So, and then he came running out of the tunnel, and everybody's cheering, and they're like, "Yeah, he came back from injury. It's a big deal." And it's like, "Nah,
he just had to poop."
It happens.
He had to poop.
Listen.
So,
I think that's all for the mistakes. By the way, anyway,
it was a good finals. Although I think it was over once we realized once game 2 we realized KD wasn't going to come back. For sure, like 100%.
No, because I think if Klay stays healthy, they win that game, and we're talking about a game 7 tomorrow, in my opinion. Which you could come over and watch. That'd be kind of cool. We could take notes and.
Oh, speaking of
that's hypothetical, obviously.
So Toronto, this is their first championship.
Yes,
this is the 5th time. I know we don't talk about hockey. This is the 5th time in history that an NBA franchise and an NHL franchise won their first championship in the same year.
That is good facts, sir. I appreciate that. Learning us
St. Louis Blues, which, I'll be honest.
That's a new team, by the way.
Didn't know that was a team.
Yeah, they're new, actually.
If it's not the big names, I don't know who they are.
Can you give me a big hockey name?
Red Wings.
Yeah, sure.
And the Blackhawks.
Enunciate that word, my friend.
Blackhawks.
There you go.
And then you got... Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The New York somethings? Islanders?
The Rangers.
Yeah,
there is an island. There is an island.
Anyway, we could go
hockey. Yeah. So let's talk about the finals.
I just wanted to bring that up.
Real quick, not the finals, but something. Rob Parker, who I only listen to because I know he's going to piss me off, and
I got you. I
kind of
Skip Bayless for me.
I do the both. I listen to both just because I know they're going to make
you
me
like
upset.
making you mad because the smallest sliver of yourself hates yourself.
Yeah,
I got you.
It's true. So Rob Parker said. He was talking about LeBron and the Lakers and them trying to get AD. We will get to that in a moment, folks. Rob Parker was saying people complain, like when LeBron loses, one.
Exact same way.
Sorry about that. Anyway, we were talking about Rob Parker. He says that when LeBron loses, people like to complain. They say LeBron doesn't have any players and his team needs to be stacked to win. And he was praising Kawhi because he just went to the Raptors, took what they had, and got them to the finals, and the Lakers didn't even make the playoffs. I have a few problems with that. First of all,
I have one problem with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
LeBron isn't in the East anymore. So, if LeBron's in the East, they're in the finals again. He's dragging that crap Cavaliers team to face the Warriors again, but he's gone, so the East is open.
The East is more open than it's ever been, and it's also better than it's ever been, or been in recent years. They have 4 really good teams.
Yeah, but not good enough to beat LeBron.
I agree.
You
Listen,
can't. Don't try to be biased.
That's not the point.
Or don't try to be unbiased when I know you're super biased.
I'm only partially biased. Listen, here's the thing. He's talking about the Raptors like they were garbage. The Raptors won 60 games last year.
The only reason they don't go to the finals is...
Well, right, but what I'm saying is he was like, oh, Kawhi just took this team that they had and took them to the finals. He took a 60-win team to the finals.
So it's kind of like what DeMar DeRozan was saying, but he's still wrong. Like, it was a good team, but...
Right, but what I'm saying is they were a good team, and Kawhi kind of pushed them over the top.
Yeah.
He didn't go to the freaking Hornets or something.
Right.
Like, he went to a decent, already good team.
He didn't do what LeBron did and come back in Cleveland and take the championship.
And when LeBron leaves the team, they draft in the lottery and win 20 games.
San Antonio
still went to the playoffs.
But it's Pop, though. Pop.
Okay, but I'm just saying, you can't. They're not valued the same.
Right. I know what you're saying.
The other thing was,
well, clearly he's an idiot. But whatever.
the only reason the Lakers missed the playoffs is because LeBron was hurt. They were the 4th seed when he went down. And they beat the Warriors on Christmas night.
Right.
Not that a Christmas night game means you're going to beat them.
Plus, this regular season, yeah.
Sure, but it was a good game, and they still won. So I think the Lakers were in a great position to make a run this year. Maybe not win.
Well, it wasn't just LeBron going down too. They had a lot of injuries. They had a
slew of them, and so
Rondo went down.
Rondo missed games for suspension and got injured. Brandon Ingram missed games. Lonzo missed games. Their starting 5, their projected starting 5, only played like 13 games, and so I think they had a lot of talent. I think this trade is gonna do some things.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the Lakers in a minute.
The other thing was. Part of my example was for Kawhi having a good team was Max Kellerman was talking about people who was going to help Kawhi in the finals and then listed 6 other players who showed up in different games to help out. Can you tell me another time LeBron's had more than one other player?
Kyrie.
Tell me more about Kevin Love, dog.
And then Kyrie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then there was that one time that Kyrie played good.
Right, so what I'm saying is...
hey.
D-Wade?
Kyrie. Oh.
But yeah, so what I'm saying is, I hate that narrative that LeBron doesn't have to have his team stacked, but he has to have a team to play with.
I think it's just that narrative where it's fun to, excuse my language, it's fun to shit on LeBron James.
Sure.
And don't get me wrong, I do it all the time. But
yes, you do.
But at least mine, I don't do it just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, you do it to piss me off.
Isn't that what our friendship is based on?
Yeah, but you don't gotta do it all the time. But I'll literally, I'll just get a text message and randomly it's like, "Hey, did you know LeBron sucks?" I'm like, "Dog, I'm not doing this today."
You know what I'm doing when I do that? I'm sitting on the couch like, I feel like making Zach mad.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, so the other thing about the finals. So the other person I listen to that I hate is Skip Bayless. Now, Skip Bayless, listen to this garbage he spews. Skip Bayless. Who do you think should have been Finals MVP?
Kawhi Leonard.
Okay. Who do you think Skip Bayless thinks should be Finals MVP?
Lowry?
No. Worse.
Serge Ibaka?
Fred Van Vliet.
Yeah.
Skip Bayless said Fred Van Vliet should be the Finals MVP because of all the fourth quarters he showed up in, and that Kawhi Leonard didn't really show up in the fourth quarter. Kawhi Leonard led...
That's because he was too busy playing the rest of the game.
Right, for sure. He also led all players in fourth quarter points.
But he didn't show up, though.
But the last 8 minutes of, like, Game 2 or something, he didn't take a shot. And he only had 6 points in Game 3, and they were bogus because they were on fouls and and-ones, and it should have been offensive.
Okay, so if you want to go there, then James Harden's trash then, right?
I agree. But I'm just saying, Skip Bayless is a Kawhi Leonard fan. If you don't know, Skip Bayless is a Spurs diehard, and he thinks...
Oh, so he's crying still.
Yes, 100%.
Shut up, Skip Bayless.
100%. Oh, he
I hope you hear this. Shut up, Skip Bayless.
For real. He also said Kyle Lowry was the driving force of the Raptors, not Kawhi.
You're right.
Because without Kyle Lowry, they don't win.
Right, you're right. Remember when they had a chance to win in Game 5 and he missed a wide open shot?
No, it was blocked.
Still.
Hey, remember when he scored 7 points in Game 1? Anyway, I hate Skip Bayless. I hate him.
Jesus.
And I hate Rob Parker. But see, Rob Parker comes out and he says, look, LeBron's the second greatest player of all time, but shits on him all the time. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I mean, I say that.
Hello? Okay, sorry. We had a little bit of an audio issue there. We were talking about LeBron. You also agree. LeBron's the second greatest player of all time.
Yeah, but I also like shitting on him. But that's just because I don't like the way... Anyway, so, yeah, Skip Bayless is an asshole.
I can't. And I know he says things because he's paid to say outlandish shit.
Yeah.
And that's how they get their views. Whatever.
It's the same thing, I mean... To a lesser extent, is what Stephen A. does.
But he doesn't say things like LeBron James is garbage and not a clutch player. Skip Bayless believes those things in his heart.
He's a clutch player now. Hasn't been for his whole life.
I agree. He developed into one. And we can't talk about... Because we'll talk about that all day. But that's... the last thing we were gonna talk about was the Lakers Anthony Davis proposed trade. No longer proposed.
Not proposed, it's for sure.
So the Lakers have agreed to trade Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, and 3 first-round draft picks to the Pelicans. Including the 4th-round pick this year, to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis. Now, there's a lot to break down here. I personally think it's a good trade. In my opinion, I don't think keeping Kyle Kuzma is the way to go. Personally, I like Lonzo Ball better.
You got Kyle Kuzma coming off the bench now, though, right?
No, he's a starter now.
Oh, because you're going to put Anthony Davis at center.
Right.
I always forget he doesn't play power forward.
Yeah.
I always think of him as a power forward.
Well, he's a great power forward.
Yeah.
He's also a great center. So, for me personally, I know LeBron handles the ball a lot, but I feel like having a point guard or at least somebody else who can push the ball and pass, and Lonzo
That's what
plays.
you got Rondo for.
He's on a 1-year deal.
You bring him back then. Come on.
Anyway, but
Or put a trash can out there and let LeBron do his thing.
no, listen, because Lonzo can push the ball. He's a fantastic passer, and he's an unbelievable defender.
Well, it's too late now.
I understand. I'm just saying one of the things I
In
dislike.
retrospect, yeah.
Right. I personally
You'd
would
have tried to ship Kuzma instead of.
I bet I
Lonzo.
could give him Kuzma and keep an extra first pick.
So from Pelinka's standpoint, he's thinking that Kuzma has a higher ceiling, or maybe the Hornets are like Lonzo or nothing.
The Pelicans?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry,
The
Pelicans were like, we don't want.
I've heard both, that the Pelicans love Lonzo and that they love Kyle Kuzma. I've heard both. I don't know which one I truly believe.
Maybe they were like, you can only have one.
I will go with you on. I think it was that you can have one, and I think that the Lakers decided we're gonna ship Lonzo and not Kuzma because if today. Kuzma is a better NBA player right now. He scores better, but the problem is he plays no defense.
Right.
He shoots better.
You've already got a player on that team that don't play defense.
Right.
Number 23. It's crazy.
Listen, we both know why he doesn't play defense. We're not doing this.
He's overrated. So, here's what I'm saying. Oh, I just got a message from the Bleacher Report saying that LeVar Ball came out and said that the Lakers will never win another title because they traded Lonzo Ball.
Folks, first of all, never is a long time.
Never. And it's the Lakers.
They're going to win another one.
Dog,
Second of all, I don't know if you remember, back in, I believe it was 2010, the decision, LeBron goes to Miami. Did you know the Cleveland owner wrote a letter?
Wrote a harsh letter.
That said the king took the curse with him and the Cleveland was going to win a championship before that team in Miami. They proceeded to draft number 1 overall 3 of the 4 years that LeBron was in Miami. And they won.
And they only got one good player out of it.
2.
Kyrie. Who else?
Andrew Wiggins.
He doesn't play for them anymore.
So they drafted him.
And they took Deion Waiters too, right?
And, no, it was Deion Waiters, but the Anthony Bennett.
Yeah, he's so trash.
The worst.
Talk about a trash kid. He's like Sam Bowie.
Bowie, yeah. Listen,
bad.
But listen, no, worse because. When they made, I remember
Darko Milicic.
Yes. I remember when they made the pick. The people like announcing the draft were like,
who?
Anthony Bennett. You guys know
who else was in that draft class? I don't
Klay
remember.
Thompson. They had a lot of players they could have picked from. Like
anyway,
a big.
So where do you put the Lakers at? Because this is going to segue into our actual topic.
Okay, but listen. There's so much to talk about because. Where do I put the Lakers at today?
Just with this trade.
In the West, they're winning the West next year.
No.
Yes.
Nope.
Who's going to beat them?
The Warriors.
It's going to be just Steph.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Klay will come back before the playoffs. I guarantee it.
So you want Klay Thompson? You want Klay Thompson on no? No, he won't. You want Klay Thompson on no game
prep. Shoot, dog.
He also has to play defense, and he has to be in shape to chase around these guys.
He is a 3-and-D player. You literally just named.
How about this? When Anthony Davis was by himself, do you know what he averaged against the Warriors? 35 and 15. Yes, he lost, but he was by himself.
They've got the piece that is the Warriors' kryptonite. It's a big man down
unless
low.
they re-sign Boogie,
which they will. Listen, we'll talk about that in a second.
Look, you asked me where the Lakers.
Lakers. So you think with just this one trade, the Lakers are in the finals next year? I think you're using your LeBron bias. It's so heavy right now. It's them too. It's not going to be enough. Not in the West. Though.
Okay,
you got to beat the Rockets. Who I think the Rockets are going to look way different come game 1.
Okay, sure. What's different? What's different about the Rockets? Oh, wait.
CP3's gone, and so's quickly.
He's not gone.
Yeah, he's going to be gone.
Listen.
They've
You're
got
projecting. No, you asked
today. Okay,
so stop bullshitting and listen.
Yeah, today.
Okay, today the Warriors are probably going to be without KD all year, whether he signs someplace else. Or
I think he comes back by the All-Star break.
Everybody else who has the All-Star break, everybody else who's had this injury has missed at least 280 days. I can't do the math, but it's a long time from now. First of all, the player the same age,
about like February, March.
The player the same age as him, Kobe, missed 292. That puts him past that. Plus, if he wants to, let's say he...
Okay, but Kobe was also in his late 30s, and he had already gotten his ass whooped, and he had been playing since he was 18.
Kevin Durant is a stick.
Yeah, and can we talk about Kevin Durant's body real quick?
No.
He looks like a walking scarecrow.
Or like
with
a stick
hockey,
bug.
So it's like
Have y'all ever seen the Bug's Life?
Yeah.
The stick bug in Bug's Life?
It's like a Canadian scarecrow because he's got hockey sticks for legs. And it just looks ridiculous.
Anyway, listen. Shut up for a second. Let me talk about the Lakers. The Lakers
Today
are
in the finals.
in the finals. I'm not gonna say they win because
You don't know who's coming out of the East.
I don't know who's coming out of the East because it's still up in the air there. The one
Lucky
bounce,
It all
and
depends
it's not the
on.
Raptors.
Yeah, it all depends on.
So I will say the Lakers are in the finals next year because
At right now.
because the Rockets. This could change in 3 weeks during free agency, but the
Which we're going
Rockets.
to talk about in a second. I'm so
We will
excited.
get to it. The Rockets, they're the same team. James Harden and CP3. Who's gonna stop Anthony Davis on the Rockets, dog?
Clint
Capella.
I said that with a straight face too.
You tried it. Listen, the Trailblazers are not that good, and they have nobody to stop AD or LeBron. The Nuggets they're going to be better next year, but I think in the playoffs they'll wilt under LeBron, like he did to the Raptors.
The Trailblazers next year are going to be at full health because they lost what's his name?
That center?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Enes Kanter played out of his mind. And also, the reason you can't name that center, so he's not that impressive. It's Nick something Jurcic.
Jurcic? Yeah, I can't. It's not that I can't say it. I just can't say his name.
The same guy who LeBron yammed it on when he was in Cleveland.
You're right.
Oh my
but still.
god.
So
They said so that guy's from Bosnia. There was a like on the Wikipedia
that was
page.
a terrorist page.
It put LeBron James as the king of Bosnia after he did that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think just with this trade alone, I think the Lakers can make it to the finals next year.
I
And
definitely at least think they're in the Western Conference Finals. I don't think the West is as strong as people say it is. The Rockets aren't as good as they appear.
no,
I mean, we got the Nuggets. I always thought they were kind of overrated.
yeah,
They got that.
They're too young.
They got the big dude, and then that's it.
the Joker,
Yeah.
who Stephen A. Smith says he's affectionately refers to him as a tub of lard because he's just a big dude.
He's a big dude.
Who don't really
Blazers. They've got to do something in Portland. I don't. That's not working.
It's what they're going to be.
McCollum and Lillard. That little thing is not working. They need to figure something else out.
That's all. But Lillard said he doesn't want to go anywhere else.
No. Okay. My McCollum. You got to do something, dog.
I'm not arguing.
If you want to beat that team, you got to do something. Who else we got in the West that matters? That's it. Who else? Clippers. Dog. See now the Clippers, dog.
No.
Yes, dog. The Clippers. I'm telling you, they took the Warriors to 6 games with full strength Warriors to 6 games.
So
I'm telling you, dog.
you know who else took the full strength Warriors to 6 games? LeBron James by himself.
Okay, but that's
So they had a whole
second
team
best
do it.
player of all time.
Listen.
All right, let's get off this. Let's segue into free agency because this trade changes everything.
Oh, everything.
I literally, as soon as the trade happened, I had a list that we were going to talk about. I threw it away. There's no point. So let's go with the big pieces. So I've got Clay. I know last week I said KD never plays again with the Warriors again.
You did say that.
And that was that. Take away the fact that he suited up for all of 5 minutes. I think with him being injured, I think what's going to happen is he's going to opt out, and they're going to give him a supermax deal because, like you said before we hit record, they feel bad for him.
Yes.
I think he comes back. I think Clay comes back, and I think Boogie comes back. I think they all come back. Boogie's going to have to take another pay cut because he didn't really do anything.
So you're saying they're going to run the whole thing right back?
Yeah, and maybe let Draymond go.
Listen, here's the thing.
They're going to trade Draymond. He called a timeout that they didn't have.
So did Chris Webber.
Yeah, and one of them's a Hall of Fame. Well, they're both Hall of Famers. Yeah. Listen, so
they play the same position.
Yeah, well, who's better?
It's Chris Webber.
Thank you. All right, I just wanted to make sure because if you just said Draymond, I'd have been like, all right, this is the end of the Flexin Nerd podcast.
Flexin Nerds.
So I really think that they keep everyone around. Maybe Boogie leaves. Depends on what's he want. Does he want money or a ring? Because he took a massive pay cut.
I don't know how many offers he really had, though.
Yeah, right. No, the Pelicans literally showed the offer sheet.
Yeah.
They offered him a max deal, and he was like, no. You know what I mean? He was like, no,
yeah, but
Anthony Davis is on his way out. I'm not staying around, which is dumb because they're trying to pay you.
You might as well get paid.
You can ring chase. Like, I hate these guys that ring chase too early.
Yeah.
Like, once you're in your 30s, it's more acceptable to me. Once you have you can still contribute, but at the same time you're not at your peak anymore.
Sure.
That's when you ring chase.
Well,
not in your fucking prime when You know what I mean?
When you should be able to do it still.
You're supposed to carry a team, not be carried by other people.
I agree. And I like Kevin Durant. Well, Kevin Durant kind of drove that team, if we're honest with ourselves. Look,
like you showed me that the other day. The only ring that Steph won without a KD was that trash
Cavs team.
Was literally LeBron and 4 trash cans.
Yeah, and don't
get me wrong, I was a huge Delhi fan.
For like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, now where is he? Back in Cleveland, and no one cares. So listen,
I was wondering if you knew.
Yeah, well,
I only the
know return of the real king. In Cleveland.
My God!
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see that? I was like,
that's blasphemy.
Ridiculous. That man won you a championship. I don't care if he left or not.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Like, who cares? Anyway,
you think the Warriors bring the whole team back?
The whole team back.
Do you
maybe
know what,
maybe Boogie? Maybe
know
Boogie.
What their salary would be?
It's like $800 million, right?
No, they'll be $301 million into the luxury tax.
But if there's a possibility of winning another title, you don't care.
I agree.
But then again, like you said, KD probably doesn't play.
I don't think KD plays all year.
I don't think Clay plays. I think the Warriors, if the Lakers are going to go to the finals, this is the year to do it.
Which is why you make the trade for Anthony Davis.
Which is why they're going to overpay to keep Boogie so they can keep something. So they can keep some semblance.
Here's one for you.
Because Steph clearly showed you he's not enough.
Here's one for you, right? So, we're talking about Boogie Cousins ring chasing. Boogie Cousins and Anthony Davis played together in New Orleans, and they were pretty damn good. And we didn't get to see them in the playoffs because Boogie tore his Achilles.
Right.
What if Boogie decides, I'm going to go to LA?
I've heard Boogie to LA.
And that was before they got Anthony Davis, and those two aren't, like, not...
But here's the thing, though. Now that you have Anthony Davis, do you go after Boogie, who... You don't know what Boogie you've got now?
I mean, it's just talk.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he wouldn't be my pickup.
The only other free agent that they need to focus on is Kemba Walker, because clearly Kyrie's going to New York. I don't know which one he's going to. All signs point to he's going to Brooklyn.
The Brooklyn
Which
Nets.
Doesn't make any sense if you're Brooklyn, because you already have a ball-heavy point guard. Yeah. Why are you getting 2? Is it you literally just want to run 1-2?
Because one is better than the other?
I understand what you're going for, but then if you're going to do that, then just trade D'Angelo Russell.
No, they traded some other garbage pieces to free up another max slot. They didn't trade D'Angelo Russell. That's the part that doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah.
If you're going to go after Kyrie, and it's pretty much already a done deal, I've gotten reports from Bleacher Report saying it's going to happen.
He's going to Brooklyn.
He's all prepared to sign, which doesn't mean anything, because if the Knicks, maybe if they could on the slide make a better, you could go there for that, but we're also going to bring in so and so. Or you could look at the
plan was Kevin Durant.
So that's not going to happen. I think now the Knicks
he stays
are looking
because he tore his Achilles?
I don't think anybody's going to offer him any more money.
You're an insane person.
No,
I think Stephen A. is right. You pay Kevin Durant. He was talking on his radio show. He's like, look, if I'm the Knicks, at 5:59, because you can call at 6 p.m. now. At 5:59, I'm calling because it takes a minute for the phone to get there. I tell Kevin Durant, look. The deal's on the table, max.
No, you wait. Right? You call and then you watch your clock until it hits 6. You just bullshit, and then you're like, okay, so now it's 6 o'clock. So hey,
we're offering you the deal.
We're going to offer you a whole bunch of money, and we'll buy you a house.
You call, he can afford his own house. Then they find the best Achilles doctor in the whole world. They get him to quit his job and come take care of Kevin Durant for 6 months.
Listen, we'll pay you $30 million a year if you just literally just babysit.
You make Kevin Durant healthy again.
Yeah. I don't care if you gotta massage his feet every day.
I don't. What if he stays with the Warriors, but he doesn't sign a max deal? What if he decides
does another like?
No. He can opt in. He's got a player option.
He could opt in
for $31 million.
He could opt in.
So let's say Kevin Durant's mad. The Warriors doubted him. At least the reports were the Warriors players doubted him. The team forced him back when he wasn't ready. I know he played because it's the finals, and if you think you can go, you go.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been injured before. Like, I've
Not
been
like
hurt.
that, yeah.
I've been hurt, but I played. Like, and I wanted to play on a Friday night high school game. That's not the NBA finals.
Not the NBA finals.
So if he
right.
thought he could go, he was going to go.
Right.
I don't think he was forced, first of all.
No.
But let's say he really felt like the teammates didn't trust him, right? What if he just says, you know what? I'm going to re-up. I'm going to sign my 1 year. I'm going to take the year off and get paid $31 million to watch soap operas.
Derrick Rose back when he played for the Bulls.
Then he's a free agent and he goes to New York.
That could be a plausible thing. And even if he does come back, so he comes back come playoff time, maybe wins another ring and still can go to New York?
Nah, that's a storyline. If the Warriors make the playoffs, they're like a 7th seed, right? They've been struggling. They avoid the Lakers in the first round because they're a 7th seed. The Lakers are the 1 in my hypothetical dream world, right? Okay?
I still think they add more pieces, but go ahead.
Fine, yeah, I get it.
No, Lakers. I'm saying the Lakers add more
They're going to
pieces.
add more.
There's no way. Now with what they're building, there's no way they don't get anybody else. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so the Warriors miss the Lakers in the first round. They get an easy draw in the second. KD comes back. They get all the way to the and win the whole thing, and then he walks off.
I mean, he's still a bitch.
I agree, but that's a story,
I think
bro.
he comes back before then. I think he'll if he comes back, you see him in April, so that he's at least had some game time, but it's not super important.
But in my thought is he signs this 1-year deal and doesn't come back out of spite. He's like, no, you didn't believe in me in the first place. Why would I come back
I get
now?
it. He
sits out the whole year.
Yeah, I get it.
And then goes and signs his max.
I mean, I understand that, and I respect that, but he also is a competitor. What you want to say about him? He's still, plus, if he comes out and he plays like the last month and he goes and wins a title and he's a part of that title, then he just made himself all extra kinds of money.
Yeah.
Now they're going to be willing even more. Oh, okay, so he does still have it. Okay, so he's still good.
Right.
So then we can give him this money. But like you said, though, Stephen A. Smith, if I have the opportunity in the cap space, I'm going to pay Kevin Durant.
I'll pay Kevin Durant.
I do think Kevin Durant, that is a good idea. Either way, Kevin Durant to me is still the most interesting. Because there's no way Clay leaves. I was kind of hoping that he would leave, but I don't just because I want to see what he would do away from the Warriors.
Yeah. I pulled up a list of the upcoming free agents. I need you to know this list has Kemba Walker above Klay Thompson in the most valuable free agency list. That is so blasphemy.
Kemba might be another one of those Kevin Love types, though.
Good on a bad team.
Good on a bad team.
I don't know.
I'm not saying that's the case,
but he could be.
But it could be. You won't. We didn't know about Kevin Love. Remember when it happened when the Cavs got Kevin Love? Yeah. Everyone was, oh, this is crazy, and then Kevin Love showed up, and you're like, who is this guy? Where's
Kevin Love's
Where's the 20-20 guy?
Listen, we give Kevin Love a lot of garbage because he was the third guy, and the third guy gets asked to do different. Right, and Chris Bosh was hated that first year. But he came back and he showed why he was valuable.
They were making him do a bunch of stuff he didn't do before. He was back to the basket guy, and they were asking him to.
But Kevin Love can shoot, bro. He could always shoot.
No, but I'm saying like Chris Bosh, they were asking him to do things that he didn't.
Well, back to the basket, he was a face, but in the post, like he was face up in the post, and he wasn't as much of a shooter, but he became one.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think Kemba's good. I think he's Kyrie Irving light. ILITE. Like, the Budweiser.
The only thing about him, and we talked about this before, the only thing I like more about him than I like Kyrie is he stays healthy.
Listen, no, what you said was...
In a way, he's better.
No, that's not how it works. Kemba Walker does not have as much talent or ability as Kyrie Irving, so he's not better.
But I would feel better about a situation giving more money to Kemba than I would Kyrie, because I know Kemba's going to be there. Kyrie's going to play, 55 games a year?
And you're going to go to the playoffs.
Kemba's going to play 75.
Take out this year in Boston. And obviously the last year he wasn't there. But his last year in Cleveland, in the playoffs. Kyrie Irving is who you want in the playoffs. He's a fantastic player.
But who did he have to lean on, though?
Kevin Love?
Shut up. You know who he had to lean on. Yeah. Who's the leader of the Cavs? Was it Kyrie?
No.
Who's the leader of the Hornets?
Kemba.
My point's made.
Actually, the leader of the Hornets is Michael Jordan, and he's run that team into the ground. I love Jordan, but he cannot build a team. Just own it. Just own it, show up, and smoke cigars. No one's going to say anything to you. Because as soon as it says, hey, you put that cigar out, you just go like this with all your rings on, and you go, what was that? Did you say, what was that? Look.
I will beat you in one-on-one right now.
Look. Oh, that was Skip Bayless. Again, I remember I was watching a video of the 20, I'm sorry. The video was like 20 minutes long, but it was like some of the worst takes in sports history. And
how many of them were Skip Bayless? Half of it, right?
It was a large...
About 10 minutes of it was
a
Skip
large
Bayless.
portion.
Just saying dumb stuff.
So he said in 2015, the year that Cleveland went to the finals and lost, he said in that year, 50-year-old Michael Jordan would beat LeBron James in one-on-one at that moment.
Are you talking, like, maybe if you're talking about horse...
No. In one-on-one, whatever age...
Are you talking about maybe if LeBron wasn't there?
and it was just Michael
If
Jordan.
it was just
by
MJ?
himself. No, that's what he said.
How you're high.
Anyway,
This is literally nostalgia. That is one of those things where it's like when you look at movies back in the day, you're like, oh, that movie was so good, and then you rewatch it, and you're like, this movie was terrible.
Look,
Jordan was great in the 90s. That's why we still call him the greatest of all time.
Correct.
You cannot sit there and say, okay, so, hey, you see that 30-year-old guy who's still playing?
Who's in his
incredible?
basketball prime.
Yeah, Jordan, go out there and get him.
Also,
And Jordan, who hasn't...
Also, listen, let's talk about that matchup for a second. Michael Jordan, 6'6", probably about what?
Now, probably I would say 250.
Like a soft 250, though?
Oh, yeah, like a soft
LeBron
250.
is 6'8", 260 in his prime.
Gross.
And just...
There's a reason why people move out of the paint when he's coming down.
Because it's scary.
Like,
It's not a good matchup, even if
I'm
Jordan's
not
at his
letting
prime.
6'8" guy go. But in his prime, though, that would have been a dope matchup.
It would have been great to watch. But and I think Jordan would win.
Well, look at it. The closest we ever had was LeBron versus Kobe.
Who won all those matchups?
Well, okay.
Who had more points? Anyway.
Who has more championships? Anyway, so here's what...
Yeah, three he got gifted from Shaq.
All right,
Anyway,
knock it off.
I'm being honest.
He had to go to build a super team. So listen, I think... So let's talk about people we haven't talked about.
Let's go. We'll go
Jimmy
in order.
Butler.
Well, hey.
You wanna go in order of the list?
I got a
Okay,
list.
all right, let's go
Okay,
to the list.
so next on the list is Kawhi.
I think he stays in Toronto.
I
don't see him. See, people. See, this is what they don't understand. People have him going to L.A. No.
To the Clippers.
That wouldn't make sense. But I've heard people talking about him going to the Lakers.
He's not going to.
Him. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Him
Why?
and LeBron, first of all, play the same position. Second of all, Kawhi.
Their play styles don't mesh.
No. Kawhi is ball heavy. And
If
not
you're
ball
gonna
heavy like LeBron, where ball heavy because he'll make a play for somebody else. Ball heavy because he's just going to take the shot. Or he might pass,
That's
but it's
literally
not
like
a
trying
good
to
one.
put LeBron and Kobe on the same team.
Doesn't work.
Their play styles don't match. So
LeBron could work.
Although
the thing with LeBron is he could play with
if Kobe came
anybody.
back to win another ring, now's
Dog,
the time.
the Lakers call up
Hey.
Kobe. Like, hey,
Listen, you want to come off the bench, dog? We'll unretire your number. We're
Which one?
824. No one's going to say anything if you do that. And then you just go. Anyway, I don't want to live in... I don't
hey.
want to
So
live
does
in...
the Kobe Bryant statue in front of the Staples Center have 8 on the front and 24 on the back?
I want it to.
And he's fading away.
Has to.
But does he grab? Does he grab his Achilles on the way back?
With 5 dudes in front of me, he's still shooting.
Right, but then does he
Why you gotta do that?
limp on his Achilles?
Yeah, probably, and he still makes the shot.
Hey.
Listen, go ahead.
Anyway,
Who we got next?
So I think Kawhi goes to the. I think he stays too. I think he's gonna
It's
stay.
either there or the Clippers, but I just don't. Kawhi in LA don't make sense to me.
He's born there.
Yeah, but like
He played in San
personality-wise,
Diego.
you gotta have a big
He
personality.
went to
play
college at
there.
San Diego State.
Okay, so if
I
you
bet-
want to go there, then Clay's going
Listen,
to LA too.
guys, how many of y'all had to Google where Kawhi Leonard went to college? That's the kind of stuff I got stored in here.
Yeah, useless knowledge. But it's fine.
You are right. My
It's
wife
fine.
gets so mad because I can't remember stuff, but I remember where Kawhi Leonard
I can't
went to
remember
college.
to take the trash out, but
Or
I'm like,
pick my
back in 1985,
Or
babe.
pick my socks up, or 1985, the Chicago Bears won the Super Bowl.
Last time, anyway. Go ahead.
Kyrie Irving, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Brooklyn or New York. It depends on. I think it depends on what. I think
Here's one.
he might sit back for a minute and wait.
Here's one though. All right. So
Sure.
Kyrie says, "I'm going to Brooklyn," right? But now he finds out that KD stays in Golden State. It's just gonna be him in Brooklyn with D'Angelo Russell. He's like, "I'm scared now." LeBron goes, "Hey, you want to go win another ring?" And LeBron's like, "Look, my bad."
They did kind of work things out.
I don't think this is gonna happen. But LeBron and AD fly out to Brooklyn. They meet Kyrie. They're like, "Hey, Kyrie, come on, dog. Look, Kevin Love, look at this Kevin Love. He's 6'10". He's way better. Why don't you come play with us?" And Kyrie's like, "All right." He signs a short deal.
Just enough
Couple
to win
years.
another ring
Yeah.
or two, depending on what happens in Golden State.
Hey, that's my dream.
We might see this. This might be the beginning of the end for Golden State. I think. It depends. It literally all depends on what Kevin Durant's doing.
Here's this,
because the Warriors proved that it's not enough for just Clay.
I
and
still
Steph.
stand by the fact that Clay, Steph, and Draymond are not enough and haven't been the whole time. They've only won a title because LeBron had injured players.
Look, here's the example. The year that they beat LeBron in 4 trash cans, they didn't even know who to make MVP, Finals MVP. By the way, for the record, everyone and their mom and their dead great-great-grandma knows it should have been LeBron James, but because he lost, you should get rewarded just for frickin' being there. Anyway,
Yeah.
I agree with you. We're getting off topic. Free agency. Let's talk.
Where were we? Oh, Kyrie.
You got the list right in front of you.
Right. Kyrie Irving in the dream scenario. In my happy place, he goes to play with LeBron.
There's three teams that he's on. Two are more likely than the third.
He's going to go...
Knicks?
No,
I think he's going to Brooklyn.
Nets, Knicks,
and then Lakers. But, like, there's a big gap.
Yeah, it's like the Grand Canyon, but not, like, wide, like long ways.
Long ways, yeah.
I don't know where the Grand Canyon starts and stops, but that's how far it is.
Yeah,
and I hope it comes true. The next... Okay, they say Kemba. No. Klay Thompson. He stays in Golden State. That's not even... They're going to offer
If they let him walk... Golden State is the worst team.
He will go to LA and destroy them out of spite.
He's going to go to the Clippers, though, I think.
No.
Yeah.
His dad played for LA. The real LA. And his dad announces their games.
He's got rings, and I think...
And who better to pair up with LeBron
He's not playing this year, though.
Listen. LeBron's still going to pay for 2 more years? Who better to pair up with LeBron James than the catch-and-shoot player?
True, that is actually really accurate. Not even an argument. The best catch and shooter of all time.
So here, imagine
we are witnessing the 2 greatest 3-point shooters of all time.
Correct.
And they play for the same team.
Yeah, that's gross. The greatest shooting.
But are they that good because they're together?
No.
Because you're so worried about what Steph's doing dribbling the ball.
Steph put up 47 by himself.
It's true. But anyway,
Klay went off for 60 in 3 quarters. Anyway,
Mamba man. I want Klay to come to LA.
Klay's got the heart.
Klay to LA. It sounds right.
That's what you want?
Yeah.
Listen,
it's not going to happen.
I'm going to paint a picture for you. Ready? All right, close your eyes and imagine this for me. Everybody listening, do the same. Eyes closed.
Eyes closed.
LeBron's bringing the ball up the court.
I like it.
AD sets a pick.
I like it.
AD rolls to the basket, catches the ball. Oh no, they trap.
Kick it out to the corner for Klay.
Klay, 3.
Buckets.
Lakers are up by 60.
And the other team's crying.
Because that's the 4th time it's happened in the last 2 minutes.
They don't come back out of the huddle after the third quarter.
Wait, close your eyes again. They're bringing the ball up the court. Anthony Davis pretends to set a screen. He rolls to the basket. They get confused. LeBron pulls up for a 3. He hits it.
That's not going to happen. LeBron can't hit threes. Go ahead.
Hey, here's one for you. Did you know, for long distance threes, like the ones you're like, oh, that's Steph Curry range. Did you know LeBron has a better shooting percentage from those, like, 35 plus 3-point range than anybody else?
He better.
Why? Because he's giant?
Yeah.
Like, Steph's like, hey!
Yeah, he's got to throw it up. LeBron's just like, eh.
Anyway.
Yeah, but make a shot from the free throw line. That's where it matters.
It cut deep. That cut deep.
Dead.
The silence. All right. Next on the list is Kemba. So what I've heard reported is that Kemba's already told them he won't even sign the Supermax to stay in Charlotte. Give me more players.
But that's the thing. No one wants to go play in Charlotte.
Correct.
Michael Jordan's not a big enough pull. Because
no.
he doesn't run a team well.
No, he drafted Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and yes, you'll have to Google him.
Well, look at the huge contract that he gave to Nicholas Batum.
Hey, Batum goes
to Dynamite is amazing, but that doesn't matter.
You're right. You know who else? Can you tell me? Do you know who Frank Kaminsky is?
Yeah, only because I play 2K.
He went to Wisconsin, and he was drafted by Michael Jordan.
That's what I'm saying.
Garbage.
Michael, stay out of the draft room, dog.
You gotta stay out of the draft room. So I think...
He also took Kwame Brown.
The scrub. The bona fide
Let's not forget about Kwame Brown.
Making fun of his little hands.
No, let's not forget about Kwame Brown.
Listen, in your spare time, go look up Stephen A. Smith talking trash about Kwame Brown. It is fantastic. He roasts that man.
He should. Kwame Brown's trash.
So in my fantasy world, Kyrie goes and plays with LeBron, and Kyrie, LeBron, and AD destroy the NBA.
In a more realistic
world,
Kemba goes to LA.
Kemba goes to LA because LeBron goes and talks to him and gets him to come to LA. I think Kemba
going to LA is more realistic than... Because Kemba's getting up there now where he realizes...
He needs to win a ring.
He sees the end of the tunnel type. Nah, he's not nowhere near the end.
Right, but
it's getting closer. You realize
he's on the back nine.
You're closer to the back than you are to the front.
I think
that you realize...
who was it? Stephen A. said that if Kemba gets on a real team, we're going to talk about him like we talk about Damian Lillard. Like, that's how good he is. But we don't talk about him because he plays in Charlotte.
Yeah, because he's limping around with a dead weight all the time.
I would love to see Kemba play in
LA.
And he's just passive enough to where he won't take as many shots as Kyrie. You know what I mean?
And he would benefit playing off ball. I think.
Yeah.
LeBron can make you a lot better if you're good at catching and shooting.
Yeah.
Just sit there and wait. If you get the ball,
and you're not, it's not like sit there and wait like you're not being productive because he'll get you an open
No,
shot,
yeah.
cut and go off screens.
You know what I mean? Like sit there and wait for your opportunity.
They were
don't actually sit there.
As LeBron is a passer. They had statistics his last year in Cleveland. So Kyle Korver would come off a screen, LeBron passing the ball, he hit it. He hit those come off screen shots at like a 40%, 45% clip, like one of the best in the NBA. Same play. Basically the exact same, but D-Wade passes him the ball. He doesn't make the shots often. The ball doesn't arrive as crisp. It doesn't get there in the right spot.
Because LeBron,
his passing ability is unbelievable.
I think his passing ability might be his best attribute.
attribute.
Not even his passing ability, his court vision.
Yeah.
Sometimes the passes that he makes, and not even the crazy ones like the no look or what's that one where he spins it
skip.
down.
Oh.
Some of them they're just regular basketball plays, but the fact you're sitting there like, how the hell did he know that angle?
Right.
That's crazy.
I watched a video that was only his highlights of passing the ball, and I was just as entertained as watching his dunks.
Yeah, it in some aspects, especially if you're like me, who I appreciate team basketball.
Beautiful.
It's more impressive than dunks.
So Kemba,
I think Kemba probably stays in Charlotte, but in my heart,
he goes to LA.
He goes to LA.
I agree.
It depends on what he wants. What's more important, winning a ring or money?
For me, I want to win a ring.
For me personally, and to play with.
I think Kemba wants to win a ring.
Building out there,
but I think he wants to win a ring in Charlotte. I really think he's that guy.
You have to realize that's not going to happen.
Well, tell him.
I like Kemba. I really do. I've always been.
He's got a wicked step back.
I've been a fan of him since the step back in college.
UConn, yep.
And how do you not? The step back was gross. Anyways, who we got next on the list?
Okay, so Kristaps is a free agent. I assume he's it's like a player option or a team option.
Is it restricted?
He's a restricted. I think he's a team option because they just traded for him in Dallas.
They're going to throw money at him.
Okay, listen, in Dallas in a couple years is going to be gross because Luka can play.
I really hope the rumors. I was glad that Dirk retired because I heard that he was thinking about coming back for one more year. And I was like, Dirk, you are a legend. You are not even arguably. You are the greatest Maverick of all time.
Not even close.
But you're not. You don't contribute anymore. Did you see him his last couple years?
It was rough.
He couldn't move anymore.
It was rough.
It was literally like, I'm shooting it if I touch it. That's about it. I'm not making any moves.
Do you think same thing about Vince though? Vince Carter coming back?
No, I like Vince because Vince can still get it done. Still going to give it to you on the defensive end. He's not going to score like he used to, obviously.
Sure.
But he's
good for that team, too, because the Hawks need a leader.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's going there. He's
Is
a free
he
agent,
too?
Yeah.
He's at the bottom of my list, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
Kristaps stays. DeMarcus Cousins.
I think the Warriors pick him up. I think they're looking down the barrel to double barrel shotgun of Clay and
here's the problem.
KD not coming back this year.
Because KD isn't going anywhere. And because the chances are that
DeMarcus was the odd man out.
No, I think DeMarcus is going to get an offer from another team, like New York, the
Knicks
Nets
the Nets. Or the Nets. Yeah, they try to pair with.
They're like, oh no,
come to the East. And he's been playing in the West his whole career.
Yeah,
come to the East. That way, maybe
they're like, oh no, we didn't get Kevin Love.
That's their answer for Giannis.
Giannis? No,
is DeMarcus?
No. He's too slow.
Yeah, well, he can stay in front of him. Just move your feet. Listen, DeMarcus either goes. Yeah, I like that idea of him going to the Nets. I think he either stays L.A. like you talked about, or maybe the
Twin Towers in L.A. Dog. Come on, spit it out.
Nets. Thank you. I couldn't remember. I was like, what team is
that? Next on the list, Jimmy Butler.
I think he stays in Philly. I know he opted out, but I think he opted out so he can get a max.
He opted out to get a max. I think it would be cool if, it all depends on how many of these guys go and what's going on. But if, like, for example, we're down the list now, we're on the third player. What if Kemba and Kyrie don't go? What if Jimmy Butler goes?
I don't see him. Again, he's one of those ones. I don't see him playing within LA. I don't see his style play meshing with LeBron James.
But he's a fantastic defender.
Oh, he is for sure. I'm not taking anything away from Jimmy Butler.
Get him to play defense on their best guy.
But I just don't see it.
He can kind of shoot.
I don't see it. I think he stays in Philly. I think he understands what Philly's got going on right now.
They do have a chance. They have a real shot.
But I will say, if he doesn't stay in Philly, he's going to LA. He's playing for one of them, Clippers or Lakers. It depends on what he wants. Does he want to be the man, or does he want to win a ring?
A lot of it will come down to that. Next on the list is Nikola Vucevic. He plays for the Magic.
I think the Magic are probably going. I think he's probably just going to.
The Magic max out everybody.
Yeah, I think he's going to go there, but maybe not. Maybe
we're getting down to some of these players
where you don't really know.
And not only do you not really know that where they could be like could sign somewhere on a short-term deal.
So is he an old school kind of center?
Nah, he's a shooter.
So
he's
he would fit anywhere. I mean, the
Some of
Warriors
these
have
guys
to
are
be
gonna
in these conversations all the time because nobody thought they were going to get KD. Nobody thought they were going to get Boogie, and they got them both.
Some of these guys are going to be hard to predict because I don't know a whole lot about them, and also I don't care.
I know he's a good player. He's
decent.
He's going to grab you some boards. He's going to get about 12 to 15 boards a game.
Closer to 12 range.
And
he's going to get you.
He's going to get you a double-double. He's a double-double guy.
Easy.
And there's always going to be a place in the NBA for a double-double guy.
I agree. Tobias Harris is next.
Who cares?
Wow.
I'm going to tell you this, and this is what I thought when he got traded. He's overrated. What does he do that...
I honestly don't know.
Literally, people were saying, like, touting him. Like, they were comparing that 76ers team for a while to, like, what Golden State Warriors were before KD got there. Like, they had them way up there. And I was like, it's Tobias Harris. He's been on, like, 8 different teams in 7 years. He went from the Magic to the Pistons to the Clippers. Now he's with the 76ers. If he's so good, why does he keep bouncing around?
I don't know, Doc.
Well, it's frustrating. People act like he's like the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I'm
he
like,
can shoot.
Okay, throw a rock at somebody in the NBA. They can shoot.
You're right.
That's why you're there.
For sure.
Who cares? I mean, I think he'll probably end up on a team like Denver, who wants a shooter.
They're talking about the Sixers maxing all of them and trying to get the whole squad together one more time. They are a one Kawhi Leonard lucky 3 from, in their opinion, they thought they had Milwaukee's number. Because Joel Embiid can counter Giannis.
Yeah, but then again, Joel was crying. Listen, go ahead. Who we got next?
Next up is Chris Middleton. He's going to stay.
Here's the thing about Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton is he's like a knockoff Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
He's 3-and-D. He's a tall guy. He could pretty much cover 1 through 4, maybe even 5.
He's better in 2K than he is in real life, in my opinion.
Yeah, 2K is cheat code.
He never misses from 3.
Never misses, and he's locking down everybody.
Everybody.
So listen, I think you're right. I think he stays in Milwaukee, but again, he could be one of those players that somebody throws a max deal his way.
So remember we were having questions about the Nets, why they would want Kyrie? It says here that D'Angelo Russell is a free agent. They could let him walk.
I did not know that D'Angelo Russell was a free agent. Oh, if that's the case, then let D'Angelo Russell walk and take Kyrie. Then I get it then.
D'Angelo Russell makes his return to LA?
I was just about to say that. That would be such a dope return.
No, and then he's not going back to LA.
But here's the thing.
Snitch.
But here's the thing, though. The guy that he snitched on is gone.
Who he snitched on?
Swaggy P.
Yeah, I just wondered if you remember.
About Iggy Azalea, by the way. Good. Got him away from that gross lady. Anyway, so here's what we're talking about. What a middle finger to Magic Johnson to bring him back. Oof. And Pelinka doesn't like Magic Johnson.
Hates Magic Johnson.
So just here with me. They strike out on Kyrie.
Yeah.
They strike out on Kemba.
Yeah.
And just as a middle finger to Magic Johnson, they bring D'Angelo Russell back. Why do we have literally everyone on our list? We have them going to LA
because it's a spot now.
It's a spot, and
it wasn't before.
It wasn't before. LeBron literally brought it back. They couldn't before because Kobe had such a high contract.
Is that why? Do you know when Carmelo Anthony was a free agent, who sat down to meet with him?
Kobe?
Yeah. And do you know where Carmelo didn't go?
LA?
Yeah, he went back to New York.
You know why?
Why?
Because nobody wants to get yelled at in practice all the time.
Dog, have you seen the practice
He
videos?
screamed at Jeremy Lin. I felt so bad for that man. Listen,
he was cussing Jeremy Lin out. He's like, take the shot.
But here's the thing. Not everyone can deal with that level of intensity.
You're correct.
There's a reason why not people weren't flooding to go to Chicago when Jordan was there. However, those were different times. You didn't do that back then, and that's when basketball was better. Anyway,
but I agree.
So,
why you do that? Try to transition without
getting because I want to hurry up and change the subject before you argue with me. Don't punch holes in my logic. I wouldn't mind seeing D'Angelo Russell back in LA.
Here's another one who can go to LA. JJ Redick. I think he stays, but here's the problem. JJ Redick.
If Philly lets all these people go, they might as well just trade Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and just start over. No. They let all these pieces walk.
They're not. That's the thing. Are they going to bring them all back? Is the question. Not if they're going to let them all walk because they're going to bring some back.
Well, if they choose to come back, yeah, you're right. But I'm saying if none of them come back, blow it all up and start again.
Okay, so quick
trade
aside
Ben Simmons.
here: who do you want out of Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid? Both.
Who do I want?
Assuming health is 100%.
Who do I want?
Yeah.
Joel Embiid. Not even a question.
Right?
I don't want Ben Simmons who can't shoot a wide open 3-pointer.
Yeah.
There's no reason that a point guard can't make a wide open 3-point shot.
But I'm just to play devil's advocate. Let's put him on the Giannis Antetokounmpo Giannis track.
Hold on. I'm impressed that you even tried to say it.
Antetokounmpo.
Do you ever notice I don't even try?
Yeah,
It's
the
Giannis.
Freak. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
The Greek guy.
Greek guy from, his parents are from Nigeria. Anyway, but let's put him on that track. Next 2 years, he comes back, he's shooting a jumper, he hits it at 30%. 3.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
No.
Don't say no.
No,
I'm saying
not.
in the war.
I saw a clip of him shooting 3-pointers, and God himself couldn't come down and help him shoot a 3-pointer.
Yes, he could. Listen,
No,
guys,
he couldn't.
Listen, shh. I got.
Like I know all things are possible with God, and then there's an asterisk, except for helping Ben Simmons shoot 3-pointers.
Can I hit you with some facts real quick?
I'm listening.
So when Ben Simmons was coming out of the draft, they track all the shooting and stuff. So on shots at the rim, he shot like 85% of his shots at the rim with his right hand. He shot the 10% with his left, and the rest were dunks. Okay, from 5 feet out, he would shoot runners with his right hand and none with his left. The only shots he takes with his left hand are free throws and jumpers. If it's a layup, he takes it with his right.
So why not help him try to shoot with his right hand then?
Nobody can figure it out. And also, if you watch, when he shoots a free throw, because it's easier to see on a free throw, he starts the ball at his right hip, brings it up across his face to his left, and then shoots. It doesn't make any sense. It's like he's right-handed.
Nobody wanted to show. Maybe he was just athletic and big enough that no one even bothered teaching him how to shoot.
Probably. And here's another one. So I was watching a video of him the year before his first year, like the summer before he actually started playing. And he's in the Sixers practice gym. Full, you know how big the courts are, right?
Yeah.
He's throwing a full court shot, but it's diagonal, so it's a little longer than full court. He's throwing it across. And he takes it in the basketball in his right hand and throws it and makes a perfect swish.
But he can't make a 3-pointer.
But he can't shoot a freaking free.
So somebody needs to bring it up to him. Hey, why don't you try shooting right-handed?
I don't know why. I don't know. It blows my mind.
I still, though, 10 out of 10, I'm taking Joel Embiid. Even with his injuries, I'm taking Joel Embiid.
Really?
Yeah, I'm taking Joel Embiid.
That's impressive. I think if you take injuries into account, I'll take Ben Simmons.
I don't, because I just don't. Ben Simmons, if he doesn't learn how to shoot, he's just another.
So fine. Take Ben Simmons and put him on Milwaukee's team. Take the Greek Freak off. They do the exact same things. He penetrates, kicks it out to a 3-point shooter. The rest of the team shoots. He doesn't need to.
No, because Giannis is better than Ben Simmons.
But I'm saying use that model.
No, it doesn't correlate.
How doesn't it correlate? Ben Simmons has a better handle.
Giannis is better, though.
But Ben Simmons has better handles, so he's a better point guard.
Why can't Giannis shoot? Anyway, we're getting off the topic.
11 feet tall.
We're getting way off the topic.
No, we're still on we were talking about...
No, Doug, we're way off the topic. JJ Redick, it doesn't matter.
It does.
No, because if he doesn't go to Philly, he goes somewhere else. I mean,
good math, sir.
Throw a dart at a board of teams. It doesn't matter. Someone's going to pick him up. I'm not going to bother trying to figure it out. He's a shooter.
A good shooter.
So he's probably going to go to a championship contending team. Toronto?
Ooh, they got shooters everywhere.
Okay. You're going to balk at adding another one?
Do you think Kawhi Leonard really stays?
I do. I really do.
He's gotten out either way.
He's the king of Canada.
So,
he punched Drake in the face after the
Bro, did you see the interview with Drake's drunk ass after the game?
Sit down. Sit down. You're so high and drunk right now.
Somebody get Drake, man.
Right.
How many Raptors songs is he gonna write?
Oh, he's already got 18. Anyway, go ahead. Who you got now?
Malcolm Brogdon. He's gonna stay. There's no way they let him.
He's on a restricted free agent, so
he's staying.
Somebody's gonna have to offer him an outrageous contract.
It doesn't matter. Milwaukee's
the Bucks don't want to match.
He's a 50%. He's 50, 40, 90.
See that those players don't come very often. You know who else is that? Steph.
Yeah, not saying in any way that Malcolm Brogdon.
No, but I'm saying that's an elite company to be in
for sure. Steve Nash. Anyway, next, Al Horford.
I'm not going to lie, for a minute, I thought you meant Steve Nash was on there, and I was like, he's coming back, and this is the first time I hear it. Nobody picks up Steve Nash.
They might put him as a coach.
No,
Mike D'Antoni will sign him.
Yeah, get out of here, Mike D'Antoni. Overrated. Anyway, Mike D'Antoni will never win a championship.
You know why? Because the Lakers just got Anthony Davis.
Even if that doesn't happen.
I bet they think they have a chance. They really do. They're like the only team that can beat us is the Warriors. The Warriors are going to be Steph Curry and maybe
because
Draymond.
as long as you have Mike D'Antoni as your coach and Chris Paul on your team, you're not going anywhere.
I think it's more James Harden.
Don't do that.
I'm doing it.
Don't do that.
Tell me more about how good James Harden's been in the playoffs.
I mean, I'll give it to you, but he. All right. Yeah. Anyway, who else you got?
Hello. We're only going to do a couple more of these. Rapid fire. Marc Gasol. Who cares?
Stays.
Probably stays.
Al Horford, I think, probably stays in Boston.
Julius Randle. He's going to go somewhere else. He's not going to stay in New Orleans.
Oh, I think they're going to pay him.
You think New Orleans pays him?
Why not? They just lost Anthony Davis. They got money to burn.
Do you want him and Zion on the same team?
No, but the Pelicans already balked.
Folks.
The Pelicans already balked at literally getting a brand new lineup last year with for Anthony Davis.
For those of you who know who Jimmy Neutron is, Brain Blast.
Brain Blast.
Here's what you do. Okay, are you ready?
Let's hear it.
They sign and trade Julius Randle, the 4th pick, and Josh Hart for the Knicks' 3rd pick to draft RJ Barrett.
I want to talk about that because I do think if the Pelicans are smart, they turn some of these new assets into that 3rd pick. Go ahead, keep going. Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Brook Lopez.
Who cares?
Lakers.
No,
Lakers.
He's not going back to Lakers.
He's going to Lakers.
He's staying in Milwaukee.
He's going to Lakers, and he's going to rain threes while AB takes out the post.
I'm tired of it. Not everyone's going to LA, dog. They can't have 18 people.
DeAndre Jordan.
Who cares?
Who really cares? And Bojan Bogdanovic for the Pacers.
Oh, he's a shooter, bro.
I think he's taking the Pacers.
Yeah, either that. He would fit good in Houston.
You were gonna say
no, Houston. I think he'd be good in Houston.
He would be good. Houston needs some help.
Yeah, a lot of help.
They can't sign anybody because Chris Paul's old ass is taking up $45 billion.
No one's taking that contract. We talked about it. What was it? First
last week? No, last week.
Nobody's taking that contract.
So you want to talk more about the Pelicans and Anthony Davis? Not Anthony Davis.
Where do you think Vince Carter's going to go if he's a free agent?
He's going to stay in Atlanta.
Maybe. Or
he's not going.
I know he said he's not a ring chaser, but it's your last year. Try to win one. No one's gonna hate on you. No one would have said anything to you the last 3 or 4 years.
But he doesn't want to.
Yeah. Okay. So
the Warriors offered him a contract.
I said it last week, and I was wrong. I honestly thought the Lakers didn't have a shot because I thought they would want Anthony Davis in the East. That is honestly what I thought.
Right.
Because it makes sense. That way, at the most, you see him twice a year, and at the most, you would see him in the NBA Finals. Oh, let's be serious. The Pelicans are at least a decade away from even sniffing the Finals.
Unless Zion's as good.
They take Zion number 1. Number 2 is Morant, obviously.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Barrett. But here's the interesting thing, and you touched on it just a little bit ago. The Knicks already said they're interested in trading down. I don't think they want Barrett. To pair Zion and RJ Barrett together makes all the sense in the world.
All of it.
So I think if the Pelicans are smart,
but
as soon as everyone clears the injury thing, because that's still the thing that has to happen. Everyone has to pass a physical for the trade to happen.
And it can't even go through until July 1st.
So I'm thinking once the pieces out, everything falls into place. The New Orleans Pelicans know they're not going to be able to get anybody in free agency. I mean, unless you're really that high on what Zion will be able to do one day, I don't think so. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to be sitting there. Maybe you get a piece or two. Maybe you get one of the guys we kind of glossed over. Maybe like a JJ Redick or somebody. So you get a little couple pieces here and there. I think you need to take some of these pieces that you just got. Maybe like a Lonzo.
Nah, you're keeping.
Yeah, you're keeping Lonzo.
Josh Hart.
Here, we talked about this again before we hit record. Trade Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday and maybe your 4th pick. Try to move up one spot for the Knicks, and you take RJ Barrett. Then you got something to build on. You got Lonzo, RJ Barrett, Zion Williamson.
Okay, and
Brandon Ingram.
RJ plays the same position as Brandon Ingram. Where do you put all these guys?
No. RJ plays the 3. Brandon Ingram plays the 3, Doug.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you think RJ's a 2?
How tall? What's his?
I don't know. He looks like James Harden, so I guess he could be a 2.
Could be a 2. I thought he was a 2 guard.
He's a big 2, man.
You got Lonzo. Chris Middleton is 6'8", and he plays the 2.
Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't matter. Ben Simmons is 6'10", plays the point guard.
Yeah, you're right. All right, he's 6'7". He's a 2.
So you got Lonzo,
RJ,
Ingram, Zion, and who cares?
Brook Lopez.
Sure.
That would be disgusting.
That's a 7th, 8th seed in the West.
Ooh.
In your first year, you're not going to do anything. But then you got Zion dipping his toes in the playoffs in his first year.
Asterisk on health.
Yeah,
Everybody's
you
gotta
don't
be
know.
healthy.
Yeah. Because everyone
Okay.
had the Lakers going to the finals this year, and they
No.
got bit by the injury bug
They
like
were
8
they were
times.
going to go to the Western Conference Finals.
Well, still, I'm
listen,
saying.
real quick before we go. So there was one. This is the last time I'll talk about Rob Parker this time. But Rob Parker and Chris Broussard, they have a show called The Odd Couple. Go ahead and listen to it. They're pretty funny. But they had a bet at the beginning of the year. Chris Broussard said the Lakers were going to make the playoffs, I believe. Yeah, he said they were going to make the playoffs, and Rob Parker said they weren't. The bet was some Jordans, which is a pretty hefty bet. Rob Parker says he won the bet, the Lakers didn't make the playoffs. Chris Broussard's like, the bet's invalid, LeBron didn't get to play the whole season, that's not fair. Because I wouldn't have said they would have made the playoffs if they didn't have LeBron.
Okay, but you have to take that into account. Injuries are always a thing. But is LeBron? This is the only time that I can remember that he's missed
More than one?
time.
Okay, so but my question, for injury, not because he's taking time off for rest.
Yeah, but
Like, he took 2 weeks off his first stint back in Cleveland for rest.
okay, yeah, but you go to all those finals in a row.
I would love to.
Yeah, me
okay,
too.
but here's my thing. What do you think? If we made a bet at the beginning of the year, I said the Lakers were going to make the playoffs. You said they weren't. LeBron gets hurt and they don't. Do you think I should still have to pay up, or do you think?
Because it like it invalidates the deal.
Okay, yeah, I agree. But Rob Parker was like, "Nah, forget it. The bet, I won the bet. It was the Lakers,
But
not
he's
LeBron."
saying that because he's on the winning side.
I know. I'm just asking what your opinion was.
I arguably the bet was if they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't. But
I don't know. Anyway,
it's not that simple of a bet. Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't. I think we covered it all this week. I think. Hey, listen.
The top three picks in the NBA draft are literally Zion, Morant,
And
Barrett.
RJ. In that order, maybe those teams. I don't know. But real quick, podcast. No, we're the podcast. They're the listeners.
They're the listeners. Yeah.
Anyway, listeners. Of the podcast. Comment section, Twitter. Some
Please
of you
feel free to comment if you have any topic suggestions.
have my number. Go ahead and text me. I have something for you. So I was thinking, since Corey's blasphemous and doesn't want to watch the Rocky movies, I propose this, and I want you guys to give me some feedback. Corey and I do one of two things: either we watch the movie and
then talk about it,
and talk about it, or we find a way to like watch the movie and we talk while the movie's going on, and we watch
here's the thing,
Rocky
though.
movies.
No matter what the movie is, I always have ridiculous things to say about the movie while the movie's playing.
That's fine.
No matter what movie it is. So, I mean, I'm going to make people mad regardless.
But at the end of the movie, you could say.
But I
you
don't
like
think
it or
I can
not.
make people mad any more mad than I already made them.
Yeah, some folks were not very impressed.
Yeah,
with you.
so shout out to your mom for commenting on the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't we say we were going to...
Anyway, that's my cue, so I gotta go. Thanks for listening. It's been another great week.
Hit us up on the Facebook page
Yeah,
and Twitter.
Facebook, Twitter. Follow if you would like. But we'll see you next
In
week.
episode 3.
Later.